Hello, beautiful soul. Today, let's talk about respect, the deep, genuine respect that doesn't need to be asked for or fought over. It's the kind of respect that simply is because you've come to honor yourself so fully, so completely, that the world reflects it back to you. Remember, the respect you receive from others begins with the respect you give to yourself. Setting clear boundaries is an essential act of self-respect and empowerment. It may seem challenging at first, but defining where your comfort and well-being lie is a profound way to honor yourself. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. Rather, they're about creating a safe space within which you feel protected, supported, and valued. They are an invisible line that says, this is where I begin, and this is what I am willing to accept. When you have clear boundaries, you're establishing a sense of self that others can acknowledge and honor as well. To begin, it's important to understand that boundaries reflect your values, priorities, and needs. By setting them, you are affirming to yourself and others that your well-being matters. Imagine boundaries as a type of personal compass. They help guide your decisions, interactions, and responses. Without them, you might find yourself overcommitted, drained, or even resentful. The absence of boundaries often leads to confusion in relationships, leaving you vulnerable to the expectations and demands of others. When you lack boundaries, you might find yourself agreeing to things you don't want to do or feeling like you're carrying the weight of others' problems. But when you set and uphold clear boundaries, you take control of your own energy, emotions, and experiences. Creating boundaries involves clarity. It's about understanding what feels right for you and where you feel safe. Start by tuning into your feelings. Are there situations or interactions that leave you feeling uncomfortable, overwhelmed, or unappreciated? These are often signals that a boundary needs to be set. The key is to notice these feelings without judgment, as they are your inner guidance system. Once you've identified areas where you feel uneasy, ask yourself what you need to feel comfortable and respected in those situations. Maybe you need more time to yourself, more respect for your opinions, or even a physical boundary in your space. Clarifying these needs is the first step in setting boundaries that reflect who you are and what you value. When it's time to communicate your boundaries, do so with kindness and confidence. Often people are afraid to set boundaries because they worry about hurting others' feelings or causing conflict. But remember, boundaries are not about rejecting people. They are about honoring your own needs. Communicate your boundaries in a way that's respectful yet firm. For instance, if someone frequently asks you for favors that feel overwhelming, you might say, I want to help, but I also need time to take care of my own responsibilities. Notice that this approach doesn't blame the other person. It simply asserts your need. Boundaries are a way of saying, this is what I need to be my best self. By being honest and clear, you not only help others understand you better, but also foster healthier, more respectful connections. Respecting your boundaries is as crucial as setting them. Once you establish a boundary, it's essential to uphold it consistently. This can sometimes mean making difficult decisions, like limiting time with people who don't respect your boundaries or saying no to requests that conflict with your well-being. While it may feel uncomfortable initially, each time you honor your boundaries, you reinforce your own self-respect. Boundaries require maintenance. They are not one-time actions. You may need to remind people of your boundaries, especially if they're used to you behaving a certain way. Stand firm and remember that upholding your boundaries teaches others how to treat you. Boundaries also promote healthy relationships. When you're clear about your limits, others know where they stand with you, which fosters trust and mutual respect. Healthy relationships are built on balance and reciprocity, and boundaries are a vital part of this equation. Without boundaries, relationships can easily become one-sided, with one person giving more than they receive. But when both people have clear boundaries, they can interact in a way that honors both their needs. Boundaries act as a foundation for connection, helping you engage with others from a place of wholeness rather than neediness or resentment. In the process of setting boundaries, remember that you're not responsible for other people's reactions. Some people may feel uncomfortable or resist your boundaries, especially if they're used to you being overly accommodating. They might feel disappointed, but that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Everyone is responsible for their own feelings and responses. By setting boundaries, you're actually giving others permission to set their own, leading to more authentic and respectful connections. Sometimes people need time to adjust, and that's okay. Trust that by staying true to yourself, you're creating a life aligned with your values and inner peace. In honoring your boundaries, you'll likely notice a transformation in your own sense of self-worth. Every time you set a boundary, you're reinforcing the idea that you are worthy of respect, comfort, and happiness. You're sending a powerful message to yourself and the world that you matter. This inner respect naturally attracts respect from others. As you become more comfortable with setting and maintaining boundaries, you'll likely experience an increase in self-confidence and a decrease in stress and resentment. Setting boundaries is ultimately an act of love. It's about creating a life where you can flourish free from undue demands or impositions. Boundaries protect your energy and allow you to show up as the best version of yourself. By embracing boundaries, you're empowering yourself to live authentically and purposefully, knowing that your needs are just as important as anyone else's. As you continue to set and honor your boundaries, you're not only transforming your own life, but also inspiring others to do the same. Embracing your worthiness is a powerful journey towards self-acceptance and self-love. It's an inner process where you recognize and affirm that you are valuable and deserving of respect, happiness, and love just as you are. Too often, people tie their sense of worth to external factors, achievements, possessions, or the approval of others. But true worthiness comes from within. It's an inherent quality that doesn't depend on accomplishments or how others see you. By embracing your worthiness, you open up to a life that feels more fulfilling, authentic, and peaceful. It all begins with the belief that you are enough. This means letting go of any idea that you need to be more of something, more successful, more attractive, or more talented to be worthy. It's about understanding that your value is not something to be earned. It's something that exists in you simply because you are alive. Embracing this can be challenging, especially if you've spent much of your life feeling that you need to prove your worth to others. But every step you take towards self-acceptance allows you to realize that you are already enough, just as you are, flaws and all. When you embrace your worthiness, you begin to see yourself in a new light. You start to honor your own feelings, needs, and desires without guilt or shame. Often people feel unworthy of expressing their true selves, so they suppress their wants and needs to please others or to fit into certain expectations. But worthiness means valuing your own voice, thoughts, and feelings. It means recognizing that you have a right to be heard and that your dreams and desires are valid. As you embrace your worth, you stop apologizing for who you are, and you start living in a way that feels true to you. Self-compassion is a critical part of embracing your worthiness. Many people are quick to criticize themselves for their mistakes or imperfections, which only deepens feelings of unworthiness. But embracing worthiness means being gentle with yourself, treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. It means forgiving yourself for past mistakes and understanding that you are a work in progress. Self-compassion doesn't mean ignoring areas where you want to grow. It means acknowledging that growth takes time and that you deserve love and acceptance during that process. Each time you respond to yourself with kindness, you reinforce the idea that you are worthy of love, no matter where you are in life. Another aspect of embracing your worthiness is releasing comparisons. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others, especially when you see only the highlight reels of their lives. But every time you compare yourself, you undermine your sense of worth. When you embrace your worthiness, you come to understand that your path is unique and that comparing yourself to others is both unnecessary and unhelpful. Instead, you can focus on your journey and celebrate your own progress. Embracing your worth means acknowledging your unique gifts and strengths without needing them to look like anyone else's. Embracing your worthiness also allows you to receive love and appreciation from others. When you feel unworthy, you might push away compliments or dismiss acts of kindness, thinking you don't deserve them. But by embracing your worth, you become open to receiving love in all its forms, whether it's a kind word, a warm hug, or someone's time and attention. You learn to accept these gestures with gratitude, knowing that you are worthy of love and connection. Embracing your worthiness also means setting boundaries that protect your well-being, because you understand that you deserve to be treated with respect and care. You no longer tolerate behavior that makes you feel less than, because you know your own value. This journey of embracing worthiness is not always linear. It's filled with ups and downs. Some days you may feel more connected to your sense of worth, while on others, self-doubt may creep in. But the key is to practice worthiness daily. This can be done through affirmations, reminding yourself each morning that you are enough and that you deserve kindness and love. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you up can also reinforce your sense of worth. It's okay to ask for support when you need it. Having a supportive community can be a powerful reminder of your value, especially on days when you struggle to see it yourself. Embracing your worthiness can be life-changing. When you truly believe in your worth, you attract experiences and relationships that reflect it. You are drawn to people who respect and appreciate you, and you find opportunities that align with your authentic self. Life feels richer and more meaningful because you are no longer looking outside yourself for validation. You understand that you are worthy of every good thing that comes your way, and you can welcome it without hesitation or doubt. In the end, embracing your worthiness is a journey of self-acceptance, patience, and love. It's about recognizing that you are enough, that your unique path is valid, and that you deserve to live a life that reflects your true self. This shift in mindset opens the door to a more joyful, balanced, and fulfilling life, where you feel secure in who you are and no longer need anyone else's approval to feel complete. Embracing your worthiness allows you to show up in the world fully, freely, and authentically, knowing that you are and always have been worthy. Speaking with authenticity means expressing yourself genuinely without hiding behind facades, adjusting your words to meet others' expectations. It's about aligning your words, actions, and values to reflect your true self without pretense. Authentic communication is freeing. It removes the stress of trying to be someone you're not and opens the door for meaningful connections based on truth. When you speak authentically, you're not seeking approval or fearing judgment. Instead, you're allowing your true self to be seen, creating space for real understanding and respect. One of the essential components of speaking with authenticity is self-awareness. Knowing who you are, your values, beliefs, and feelings provides a foundation for genuine expression. Authenticity requires understanding what matters to you and having the courage to voice it. This awareness helps you identify when you're speaking from a place of truth versus when you might be saying what you think others want to hear. Taking time for self-reflection helps clarify your values, making it easier to communicate from the heart. When you speak from this place, People sense your sincerity, which naturally fosters respect and trust. Authentic communication also involves vulnerability. It can feel risky to share your true thoughts and feelings because it exposes you to the possibility of misunderstanding or even rejection. However, embracing vulnerability is essential to authenticity. Being open about your thoughts and feelings, even when they may not align with others, allows you to form genuine connections. Vulnerability doesn't mean sharing everything about yourself. It means being honest about what you do choose to share. It's about expressing your truth with kindness and empathy, understanding that it's okay if not everyone agrees or understands. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you create a space where others feel safe to do the same, building stronger, more meaningful relationships. Listening deeply is another key part of authentic communication. Speaking with authenticity isn't just about expressing yourself, it's also about valuing others' perspectives. When you listen genuinely, without planning your next response or judging the other person, you're creating a space for real dialogue. Deep listening helps you understand others better and respond in ways that are true to you rather than reactive or defensive. When you listen with empathy, you gain insight into others' feelings and viewpoints, allowing you to engage with authenticity and respect. This creates a balanced exchange where both parties feel seen and valued, making communication a mutual act of sharing and understanding. Another vital aspect of authenticity is clarity. When you communicate with clarity, you're not trying to impress or confuse, you're simply expressing what you mean. Speaking clearly doesn't mean you have to be blunt or harsh. It means being honest and straightforward about your intentions and desires. Clarity eliminates misunderstandings and prevents assumptions, helping others understand exactly where you stand. Authentic communication involves being direct, while also being considerate of others' feelings. It's about saying what you mean and meaning what you say, without leaving room for ambiguity or hidden meanings. When people know where you stand, they're more likely to trust and respect you. Authenticity also requires letting go of perfection. Often people hesitate to speak their truth because they fear making mistakes or being perceived as imperfect. But speaking authentically means embracing your humanity, including your flaws and uncertainties. No one has all the answers or always says the right thing, and that's okay. Embracing imperfection allows you to communicate from a place of sincerity, rather than trying to maintain an image of perfection. This openness not only relieves the pressure to perform, but also makes others feel more comfortable around you. By accepting your imperfections, you give others permission to be imperfect too, creating an environment of mutual acceptance and respect. Setting boundaries is also part of speaking with authenticity. Boundaries allow you to communicate your limits and protect your well-being, ensuring that you stay true to yourself. Sometimes authenticity means saying no or expressing a preference that might not align with others' expectations. Setting boundaries is not about rejecting others, it's about honoring your own needs and values. When you communicate your boundaries honestly and respectfully, you're asserting your worth and letting others know that your needs matter. This not only helps you feel more grounded and self-assured, but also fosters respect from those around you. Authentic communication also involves practicing empathy. Speaking with authenticity doesn't mean disregarding others' feelings or perspectives. It means expressing your truth while remaining mindful of the impact your words might have. Authenticity paired with empathy creates a powerful form of communication, where you honor your truth without diminishing someone else's experience. Empathy allows you to be honest in a way that's compassionate and considerate, making it easier for others to receive your message. When people feel that you're speaking from a place of both truth and kindness, they're more likely to listen openly and respond with understanding. Authentic communication is a continuous practice. It requires ongoing self-reflection, courage, and a commitment to align your words with your true self. Every conversation is an opportunity to practice authenticity, to check in with yourself, listen deeply, and speak from your heart. Over time, this practice becomes more natural, and you'll find that expressing your true self becomes less about effort and more about simply being. As you become more comfortable with authentic communication, you may notice positive shifts in your relationships and a stronger sense of inner peace. Speaking authentically helps you attract people who appreciate you for who you are, creating relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Ultimately, speaking with authenticity is a way to honor yourself. It's about trusting that your thoughts, feelings, and perspectives are valid and deserve to be expressed. By embracing your true self, you free yourself from the need for approval and create space for connections that are real and fulfilling. Authentic communication fosters an environment of openness and acceptance both within yourself and with others. When you speak with authenticity, you are not only honoring your own truth, but also encouraging those around you to do the same, creating a ripple effect of honesty, respect, and understanding. Releasing the need for validation is a profound step toward personal freedom and self-acceptance. Many people grow up seeking approval from others, internalizing the belief that their worth depends on how others perceive them. This can create a lifelong habit of looking to friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers for reassurance. But in reality, true confidence and inner peace come from learning to value your own thoughts, feelings, and actions independently of external approval. Releasing the need for validation is about building trust in yourself, embracing self-worth, and freeing yourself from the pressure of meeting others' expectations. At its core, the need for validation is rooted in the desire to feel accepted and valued. This is a natural human tendency. Everyone wants to feel that they belong. However, when the desire for approval becomes an emotional dependency, it can prevent you from fully embracing your own identity. Living for others' approval means constantly adjusting your behavior, words, and even beliefs to align with what you think others want. Over time, this can cause you to lose touch with your authentic self as you put aside your own needs and preferences to gain approval. Releasing the need for validation means shifting your focus from external affirmation to internal acceptance, where you can be at peace with who you are, regardless of others' opinions. Learning to release this need requires self-awareness and self-reflection. A helpful first step is recognizing the patterns of seeking validation in your life. Reflect on moments when you felt the urge to gain others' approval, or when you were reluctant to express yourself honestly out of fear of rejection. These reflections can reveal how deeply the desire for validation has shaped your behavior and decisions. Becoming aware of these patterns allows you to catch yourself when the urge for validation arises, and in that moment, you have the power to choose a different response. Self-awareness acts as the foundation of change, enabling you to gradually reduce the grip that external approval has on your self-worth. Building self-acceptance is crucial in releasing the need for validation. This means embracing yourself, your strengths, flaws, and everything in between without requiring anyone else's opinion to define your worth. Self-acceptance involves recognizing that you are enough as you are and don't need to change to meet someone else's standards. It's about understanding that your value doesn't increase or decrease based on others' opinions of you. When you begin to accept yourself fully, you free yourself from the constant worry about what others think. You begin to feel comfortable in your own skin, which leads to a natural sense of confidence that doesn't rely on outside affirmation. Letting go of validation requires embracing the courage to be vulnerable. It takes courage to express your thoughts, feelings, and preferences without censoring yourself for the sake of acceptance. Vulnerability means being honest about who you are, even when it might not align with others' expectations. This honesty allows you to form relationships based on authenticity rather than superficial approval. It can be scary at first, but as you practice expressing yourself openly, you'll find that you attract people who appreciate you for your true self. Vulnerability allows you to live in alignment with your values and beliefs, making your life feel more genuine and fulfilling. Another essential part of releasing the need for validation is setting boundaries. Boundaries are a way to protect your mental and emotional space, allowing you to honor your own needs and preferences. When you constantly seek validation, you may find yourself saying yes when you mean no, or sacrificing your time and energy to make others happy. Setting boundaries helps you stay true to yourself by establishing limits on what you're willing to tolerate. It's about recognizing that you have a right to say no without guilt or fear of losing approval. Healthy boundaries reinforce the understanding that you are responsible for your own happiness, not for fulfilling others' expectations of you. Practicing self-compassion is also vital in the journey to release validation. The need for validation often stems from self-doubt or feelings of inadequacy, which can be exacerbated when you make mistakes or face criticism. Self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness in moments of failure or challenge rather than harshly judging yourself. It's about understanding that you are human and that making mistakes is part of growth. When you are kind to yourself, you reduce the need to seek comfort or reassurance from others as you become your own source of support. This internal support allows you to feel more resilient and capable, reducing your dependency on external validation to feel whole. Releasing the need for validation also involves understanding that others' opinions are often shaped by their own experiences, biases, and perspectives. People interpret things differently based on their beliefs and values, which may have little to do with you personally. By recognizing that others' opinions are subjective, you can detach from them more easily, realizing they don't define who you are. This perspective shift helps you take feedback constructively without letting it influence your self-worth. You can listen to others' viewpoints without feeling pressured to adopt them as your own. Practicing self-love and compassion is one of the most transformative acts you can offer yourself. In a world that often prioritizes achievement, productivity, and comparison, it can be easy to overlook the importance of self-care, self-care, self-appreciation, and gentleness toward oneself. Yet, learning to treat yourself with kindness, acceptance, and understanding is essential for personal well-being and for cultivating a life where you feel whole, grounded, and content. Self-love isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And it starts with recognizing your intrinsic worth and embracing every part of who you are. One of the most powerful aspects of self-love is the acceptance of oneself, including all perceived flaws, past mistakes, and unique qualities. It's easy to be harsh with yourself, to see only what you think is wrong or imperfect, but self-love asks you to go beyond these judgments. It encourages you to look at yourself with gentleness, just as you would look at a friend or loved one who needed understanding. Self-love doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth. It means nurturing yourself as you work on these areas, rather than criticizing or punishing yourself. When you accept yourself fully, you create an environment within that is nurturing and supportive, allowing you to feel safe and comfortable being who you truly are. Practicing self-compassion is equally crucial in this journey. Self-compassion is the act of extending kindness to yourself, especially in moments of failure, doubt, or hardship. Life is full of challenges, and everyone has times when they feel they've fallen short or made mistakes. In these moments, it's common to feel frustrated or disappointed in yourself. Self-compassion encourages you to replace self-criticism with understanding, to view mistakes as part of the human experience, and to respond to your struggles with warmth and care. This practice shifts your inner dialogue from one of harsh judgment to one of encouragement and love. Just as a compassionate friend would help you find strength in tough times, self-compassion allows you to become your own source of comfort and resilience. One of the main benefits of practicing self-love and compassion is the positive impact it has on mental and emotional well-being. When you cultivate a loving and supportive inner environment, you're better equipped to handle stress, disappointment, and setbacks. Instead of internalizing negative experiences or feeling defeated by them, you learn to see them as part of life's journey. This perspective helps build resilience, allowing you to bounce back from challenges without losing faith in yourself. With self-compassion, you realize that one setback doesn't define you and that your value isn't determined by external success or approval. Instead, you anchor your worth in your own acceptance, which remains steady regardless of circumstances. Self-love also involves prioritizing your needs and well-being, which includes setting boundaries and saying no when necessary. It's common to feel obligated to meet others' expectations or to put others' needs ahead of your own. But constantly doing so can lead to burnout, resentment, and a diminished sense of self-worth. Practicing self-love means recognizing that you are worthy of rest, care, and respect. By setting boundaries, you communicate to yourself and others that your needs matter and that you won't compromise your well-being to please others. This doesn't mean being selfish, it means acknowledging that you can't fully give to others if you're not taking care of yourself. By honoring your own limits, you create space to be fully present and available both for yourself and for those around you. Another key aspect of self-love is engaging in practices that nourish and uplift you. This can be anything that brings you joy, peace, and a sense of fulfillment, whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing a hobby, meditating, journaling, or simply taking time to rest. These activities are not just indulgences, they're investments in your well-being. When you prioritize activities that make you feel good, you're affirming that you deserve happiness and relaxation. Self-love also means listening to your body and mind and giving them what they need. If you're feeling tired, allowing yourself to rest. If you're feeling stressed, finding ways to unwind. This active engagement in caring for yourself is a powerful declaration of your worth. Self-compassion, in turn, is especially powerful when you encounter negative self-talk. Many people have an inner critic, a voice that doubts, belittles, or questions their abilities. Self-compassion helps you counteract this negativity by recognizing that everyone has an inner critic, and it doesn't reflect your true self. Instead of letting that voice dictate your self-worth, you can acknowledge its presence without letting it control your self-view. By practicing self-compassion, you train yourself to respond to these negative thoughts with understanding, to remind yourself that it's okay to feel unsure or vulnerable, and that your worth isn't tied to momentary feelings of doubt. In a broader sense, self-love and compassion also affect how you relate to others. When you are gentle with yourself, you become more understanding and forgiving toward others. Self-love helps you see that just as you have your own journey with ups and downs, so does everyone else. This perspective fosters empathy, patience, and kindness in your interactions. Rather than viewing relationships as a source of validation, you begin to approach them from a place of wholeness, where you are able to give and receive love authentically. Self-love empowers you to build healthier connections, based on mutual respect and understanding, instead of seeking approval or fearing judgment. Ultimately, practicing self-love and compassion is about choosing to be your own ally. It's about giving yourself the love, patience, and support that you would offer to someone you care about deeply. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong journey that requires intention and practice. There may be days when it's challenging to be kind to yourself, or when you struggle to see your own worth. But with time, self-love and compassion become second nature, creating a foundation of inner peace and resilience that carries you through life's trials and triumphs. And by embracing self-love and compassion, you cultivate a sense of inner security that no external factor can shake, allowing you to live with greater joy, confidence, and contentment. Cultivating inner resilience is the key to navigating life's inevitable challenges with strength and grace. Resilience is the capacity to adapt and bounce back when faced with setbacks, adversity, or uncertainty. While some may believe resilience is an innate trait that some people are born with, it is actually a skill that anyone can develop through intention and practice. Building inner resilience involves strengthening your mental and emotional resources, developing a supportive mindset, and practicing self-care. When you cultivate resilience, you create a foundation of stability and fortitude that enables you to face life's ups and downs with courage and clarity. One of the core elements of resilience is the ability to view challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. It's natural to feel overwhelmed by difficulties, but resilient people understand that each setback holds a lesson. This mindset doesn't deny the pain or frustration that can accompany hardship. Rather, it allows you to reframe adversity as a stepping stone to personal development. By choosing to learn from challenges, you build inner strength and broaden your perspective, which equips you to handle future difficulties with greater ease. The process of overcoming setbacks gradually strengthens your resilience, showing you that you are capable of handling more than you might have previously believed. Self-awareness is another crucial aspect of building resilience. Self-awareness involves tuning into your emotions, thoughts, and reactions so that you can understand how you respond to stress and adversity. When you are aware of your emotional landscape, you can catch yourself falling into negative thought patterns and make a conscious choice to shift your focus. For example, instead of succumbing to feelings of self-doubt or despair during a difficult time, self-awareness allows you to identify these feelings and challenge them. You can remind yourself of past experiences when you successfully overcame similar challenges. This practice helps you build confidence in your ability to persevere, which in turn strengthens your resilience. Another vital component of resilience is cultivating a positive and constructive inner dialogue. Often people's inner voices can be critical or negative, especially when they are going through tough times. Resilient individuals are able to counter these thoughts with self-affirming beliefs and encouraging language. Instead of letting your inner critic diminish your sense of self-worth, practice speaking to yourself in a supportive and optimistic way. Remind yourself of your strengths, your past achievements, and the progress you have made so far. Positive self-talk helps reinforce a mindset of resilience by keeping your focus on your capabilities and potential rather than on perceived limitations. Self-compassion is equally important in the journey toward resilience. Resilience is not about ignoring your pain or pushing through without acknowledging your emotions. It's about embracing yourself with kindness during difficult moments. Self-compassion means allowing yourself to feel what you feel, whether it's sadness, frustration, or disappointment, without judging yourself for these emotions. By treating yourself with compassion, you create a safe space within where you can process and release your feelings without getting stuck in them. Self-compassion gives you the courage to face challenges with openness, knowing that you will support yourself no matter the outcome. This gentle, nurturing attitude toward yourself fosters inner resilience by allowing you to recover emotionally and mentally from hardships in a healthy way. Maintaining a sense of purpose is another essential aspect of resilience. When you have a clear sense of what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to weather life's storms. A purpose provides a source of motivation, helping you stay focused and grounded even when things feel chaotic. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as nurturing meaningful relationships, contributing positively to your community, or pursuing a creative passion. Having a purpose gives you a sense of direction, a reason to keep going when times get tough. This sense of purpose fuels your resilience, reminding you that there is something worth striving for beyond the present challenges. Resilience is also cultivated through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking or difficult in your life to what is already present and positive. Even in challenging times, taking a moment to acknowledge what you're grateful for can create a sense of peace and perspective. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the reality of hardships. Rather, it allows you to see that there are still aspects of life worth appreciating. By focusing on the positive, even during dark times, you remind yourself that there is still good in the world and within you. This perspective bolsters your resilience, giving you the mental and emotional strength to face challenges with hope and optimism. Physical self-care plays a significant role in building resilience as well. Your body and mind are interconnected, and physical well-being directly affects your mental and emotional resilience. Taking care of your body through adequate sleep, regular exercise, and a balanced diet provides the energy and stability you need to handle stress effectively. When you're physically exhausted or not taking care of yourself, you're more likely to feel overwhelmed and unable to cope with difficulties. Physical self-care lays the groundwork for mental resilience by giving you the stamina and clarity needed to face life's challenges. Finally, resilience is strengthened through building a supportive network of relationships. Human connection provides emotional support, perspective, and encouragement during hard times. When you share your struggles with trusted friends, family members, or mentors, you create a support system that can uplift and motivate you. Resilient individuals understand the value of reaching out for help when needed, recognizing that resilience doesn't mean facing everything alone. The people in your support network can offer insights, advice, or simply a listening ear, reminding you that you are not alone in your journey. This sense of community reinforces your resilience, making it easier to face challenges with the knowledge that you have people who care about you. Cultivating inner resilience is a holistic process that involves mental, emotional, and physical practices. It's a journey of self-discovery, where you learn to trust in your own strength and develop a balanced approach to facing adversity. Through self-awareness, positive self-talk, self-compassion, a sense of purpose, gratitude, physical care, and supportive relationships, you can create a foundation of resilience that empowers you to thrive no matter what life throws your way. With resilience, you gain the freedom to face challenges with courage, embrace growth, and live with a deep sense of inner peace and confidence.